Good morning, friends. I know that I'm getting to this information a little later than I would have liked to concerning Darkside Vision Yoda, but I'm hoping that many of you did not get to the point where you've chosen to upgrade him past level 55, and there is a reason for this. Now, Scribe put out a video 2 days ago talking about the Yoda problem, and the Yoda problem is essentially that he is not going to be useful in Coliseum for the foreseeable future, at least until we see Darth Jar Jar Binks come to the game, which essentially means that the Jedi Knight Luke team is going to most likely be the definitive team for Coliseum. Probably going through Starkiller, probably going through the Stormtrooper, but we're not exactly sure of that yet. I'm not going to waste my time going through all of the Sith characters here and talking about why that team's not going to work. If you want to know those things, go look at Scribe's video. He detailed it beautifully 2 days ago. What we are going to talk about, though, is how I am going to approach my Coliseum levels going forward to make sure that I am maximizing my Coliseum gain. If you are a free-to-play player or you are a smaller spender, you may not be in the same position as I am when it comes to your Coliseum levels. You can see that I've already maxed out Mara Jade at level 75, and I've brought Darkside Vision Yoda to level 55. And I am specifically stopping at level 55 with Yoda because 55 is or 56 is the first level that requires the Xeric ability modules, which we are lovingly calling honeypots. And I don't really want to waste any of those honeypots on Darkside Vision Yoda if I don't have to, if he's not going to be viable to me in the near future. Instead, I am looking to Mara Jade Skywalker, and I am realizing that, hey, once I've hit 75, I now still have 30 of those Xeric materials, and I can bring her all the way to level 85 before I need any more of those. The one problem obviously being that at level 76, you do need MK4 materials, which means I'm not going to be able to get there just yet. However, when looking at Coliseum and looking at the Jotaz as an example, I'm already at tier 7. I actually hit 69% damage on the very first day of the Jotaz, so it is extremely likely that in the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be able to hit that tier 8 either on the Jotaz or honestly maybe in 2 days when it comes to the Crate Dragon, specifically because of how we can kind of rig and deal with the damage and the speed downs when the Crate Dragon kind of drops down. So if I think that I can get to level 85 in the next 2 weeks, that is going to give me a significant boost in my Coliseum score. The counter argument to this, of course, is, hey, Egg, what's the deal here, man, right? Like, how many other people are going to get that much higher up there? How many people are going to be able to compete with you? Are you going to be able to stay in the top 10, keeping a level 75 Mara Jade? And the answer is probably, but I don't know. That is going to be shard dependent, and that is going to be dependent on the players within the community understanding the dynamics of Coliseum. And as we get further into this era system, more and more players are starting to learn how to min-max, and it does give me that advantage to be able to move up that ladder a little bit faster. The counter argument here, however, is that, of course, keeping Yoda at level 55, going to his resource event, if I want to on the day 7 of this event, it will be enough to get me this top tier, tier 7 of the marquee event. It will be enough to be able to unlock that for me. That's really nice. I don't actually know what the max level is for Darkside Vision Yoda when it comes to his era challenge, because as we know, CG's version of getting challenging content in the game is just increasing the level in order to get a reward. But as we saw in the era of New Republic, and as we saw with the Mara Jade Skywalker era challenge, those first couple of era challenges are not very lucrative at all. So even if getting Yoda to level 75 will get me a little bit higher in the era challenge, I don't actually think that it will be worth it. I don't actually think that it will fundamentally help me to have that extra currency. As you can see, when it comes to those era shipments, I've got about 35,000 left. I don't even spend it on servo motors anymore. I'm literally just buying this stuff. I would be hoarding it for the sake of hoarding it. So again, my goal here for players who are spending, for players who are trying to min-max this era as much as possible, hold off on Darkside Yoda. Keep him where he is. Leave him at 55. That's exactly where you can drop him without using any of those Xeric materials, and invest all of it into Mara Jade Skywalker. Now, will this advice carry over to the third marquee in the system? Quite possibly, yes, but the reality is that we don't know if players will be in the right position to be able to make use of that kind of boost, though we did see a similar boost in the era of New Republic, where players were being able to jump ahead. And I will say that there were about 6 people in my own era shard that were able to do that, and I do expect more people to do that going forward, especially with this era being so popular. As of yesterday, there were about 12,000 Mara Jades at 7 stars, which means that people are investing in her. People are investing in this era, and I don't want to be caught with my pants down getting to 11 after spending and investing so much in getting the characters to where they need to be. So, that is food for thought for those of you out there who are spending your money, for those of you who are investing, for those of you, honestly, who maybe you're just spending crystals, though I don't know if your era levels will be high enough to to take advantage in the same way that we are taking advantage. If you are not spending your money, if you are a free-to-play player, if you are a casual spender, there is a content creator, Silver Majara, on YouTube, who is putting out a lot of really great information for lower level spenders, for players with free to play accounts. And of course, there is always Bit Dynasty, who is the OG king of every bit of see what I did there, every bit of information that you could possibly have in this game. And those are 2 guys who are really doing wonderful things to help players in that position. I wish that I could be more helpful to you, but unfortunately, I only have my one account. So TLDR, you're only watching the end of the video. Make sure to subscribe, but also skip Darkside Vision Yoda, keep him at level 55, bring Mara Jade Skywalker to 85 in the next couple of days, and you will be golden. Peace out, and have a great rest of your day.